Um, Imagine you walk into the room of your boss.
Okay, that sounds a little scary.
Right. But you ask for a 25% raise. You want like 25% more money every month.
Oh, wow. That is a lot of money.
It is. Now imagine your boss says yes,
Just like that.
just like that. Why? Well, just because you know how to order coffee and, talk to people in another language.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Welcome to this Deep Dives. You are the learner, and we are so happy you are here with us today.
We really are.
Today, we look at the hard facts. We ask a really big question. Why is learning a new language so good for you?
Right, because we have many great sources today. We have research papers and studies.
Exactly. Our mission is to look at these facts.
Yeah.
We will understand why a new language changes your brain.
Yeah, and we will understand why it gives you a better job.
And because we want you to grow, we will learn more than 100 new English words together today.
What's fascinating here is that the science is very clear. The facts tell us a big story. People who speak 2 languages make more money. Also, their brains work much faster. They solve problems fast. They understand the world in a better way.
Wow. We will look at all of this today. So, okay, let's unpack this. We will learn many words today. We will start with words from the letter B to the letter D.
Yes. We must learn some action words first.
Action words are things you do, right?
Exactly. These words help us build everything else. Let us look at the word bring.
Okay, bring.
Yeah. Think of this word as taking something with you. When you come to a place, you take a thing or a person with you. That is what the word bring means.
I see.
For example, a new language can bring you more money. You take the language with you to your job, and it gives you money.
That is a great example. Now, think about what you were able to do. This is the word can.
Right, can.
The word can means you have the power to do something. It means you're able to do it. For example, you can learn English.
Yeah, you have the power in your head to learn it.
But sometimes things are not possible. This is when we use the word cannot.
Yes,
Yeah.
cannot. It is the opposite of can.
Right. It means you are not able to do something. You do not have the power. For example, you cannot learn a big language in only one day. It takes more time.
That makes perfect sense. I mean, I have another word. What about the word could?
Oh, could.
What's fascinating here is that could is the past of can, but we also use it when we talk about something that is possible in the future.
Yeah.
The word could means something might happen. For example, if you study hard every day, you could get a better job. It is possible.
I really like that. It gives us hope. And we have one more action word to start. It is the word do.
Ah, do.
The word do means to act. It means to make an action happen. You do not just sit, you act. For example, you must do your work to learn new things.
Yes. Now we know our first action words.
So, before we talk about jobs and money, we must look inside the head. We must talk about the brain. How does learning change the brain?
Well, our first source is a big study. It is from the European Journal of Pedagogical Initiatives.
This is a very long name.
It is, but this study talks about cognitive development.
Okay, let's unpack this. Those are big words. Let us explain them simply.
Right. Learning a language makes your brain very strong. It changes the inside of your head. Think of your brain like a large city.
Okay, a large city.
In this city, there are many roads. When you only speak one language, you drive on the same roads every day.
That makes sense.
But when you learn a new language, you build new roads. Your brain gets bigger and faster.
Wow. And when you build these new roads, your memory gets much better. Your memory is how you remember things. You remember names, you remember numbers.
Exactly. The study also says learning helps you focus.
Focus.
Yeah. When you focus, you look at one thing. You can listen to one person speak, and you can ignore loud noise around you.
Okay, let's unpack this. The study talks about cognitive flexibility. What does that mean?
What's fascinating here is, well, let me explain it with a simple picture. Imagine you are driving your car on a big road.
Okay.
Suddenly, a tree falls on the road. You cannot go forward. A person with one language might stop and wait for a long time.
Oh, I see.
But a brain with cognitive flexibility does not stop. It finds a new small road. It finds a dirt road. It goes around the tree.
Your brain can change fast. When a problem comes, you can think in different ways. You solve the problem easily. You do not stop. You are flexible.
That is amazing. And, this is a very good time to learn some words about school and the mind.
Yes. You will use these words when you study and build those new roads in your brain.
Yeah.
Let us start with the word class.
Class, right.
When you want to learn, you join a group of people. The word class means a group of students learning together with a teacher. For example, you sit in a class to learn English. You are not alone.
And where do these students sit? They sit in a classroom.
A classroom.
The word classroom is the room in a school where the class happens. It has desks and chairs. For example, the teacher walks into the classroom and says hello.
But what happens when you finish normal school? Like you are older, you want to learn more, you go to a college.
Yes,
The word college is a school for older students. They go there after high school to learn a special job. For example, she studies business at the college in the big city.
right. And in the college, you take a course.
Of course.
Think of a course as a long plan of learning. The word course is a set of lessons about one thing. It takes many weeks or months. For example, I take a long course to learn how to speak French.
Okay. When you take that course, you need a special book. You need a dictionary.
A dictionary is very important.
It is. A dictionary is a book that tells you what words mean. It shows you how to spell them. For example, I do not know this new word, so I look in the dictionary to find the meaning.
Good example.
Okay, let's unpack this. I have a question for you. Is learning a new language always difficult?
That's a very good question and a very good word. Let us define it.
Okay.
The word difficult means something is not easy. It takes a lot of hard work and time. For example, reading a very big book in one day is difficult.
Yeah, that is very difficult.
But to answer your question, no. Learning a language is not always difficult. Some people think it takes many years just to say hello. That is not true.
Wait, really?
Yes. We have another source today. It is the CEFR. This is a big guide for languages in Europe. The CEFR says moving from level A1 to level A2 only takes 20 to 30 hours of good study.
Wow, only 20 to 30 hours. That is very fast.
Yes. You do not need to be young. You do not need a magic brain. You just need to make a choice. You need to decide.
Decide.
The word decide means to choose what you will do. You think about it and you pick one way. For example, you must decide to study English every morning.
I see. Once you decide, you will see a difference.
Yes, a difference.
The word difference means how two things are not the same. When you compare two things, you see what is not the same. For example, the difference between level A1 and level A2 is only 30 hours of hard work.
Exactly. And because of this work, your brain becomes different. The word different means not the same as another thing. For example, after you study, your brain can think in different ways. It is not the same brain as before.
Right. But you must finish the work. You must complete it.
Complete.
The word complete means to finish something all the way to the end. You do not stop in the middle. For example, you must complete the test to move to the next level.
And when you do the test, you want your answers to be right. You want them to be correct.
Correct.
The word correct means right, with absolutely no mistakes. Everything is perfect. For example, the teacher looks at your paper and says, your answer is correct.
Oh, I love when my answers are correct.
Me too.
We can look at a slow brain and a fast brain. We can compare them. The word compare means to look at two things. You look at them to see how they are the same and how they are different.
Yeah.
For example, we compare a fast brain to a slow brain to see why language is good.
And when we compare them, we see a big change. The word change means to become different or to make something different. For example, your brain can change fast when you learn new words. It grows new roads.
Wow. And because your brain grows, you can pick better words. You can choose well.
Choose.
The word choose means to pick one thing from a group of many things. For example, you look at the dictionary and you choose the right word to say.
That is right. But how do we know we are growing? We look at a picture of our work. We look at a chart.
A chart.
A chart is a picture or a map that shows information. It often has lines and numbers. For example, the chart on the wall shows how fast you learn English every week.
Right. But before we look at the chart, we must look at our work carefully. We must check it.
Check.
The word check means to look closely to see if something is true, safe, or right. For example, the teacher will check your work to find any mistakes.
This is also fascinating. A strong brain helps you do very good work.
It does.
But a good brain is only the start. Now we move to the next part of our deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
Good work brings more money and better jobs.
Yes. Let's talk about money.
What's fascinating here is a big study from a journal called Computer Fraud and Security. They wanted to know about money and language. So they talked to 500 workers. They asked them many questions about their jobs.
Wow. 500 workers is a lot of people. What did this study find? Why does language bring more money?
They found that high language levels give people a big salary increase. A salary is the money you get from your boss every month. People who speak two languages get 20% to 25% more money.
Okay, let's unpack this. Why? Why does the boss give them 25% more money? What do they do differently?
Well, they solve problems across borders. Think about a boss in America. The boss wants to sell things in Spain.
Okay.
If the worker only speaks English, they cannot talk to the people in Spain. But a worker who speaks English and Spanish can talk to everyone. They help the boss sell more things, they make the boss more money, so the boss pays them more.
That makes perfect sense. The study also says these people get fast promotions, right?
Yes. A promotion is a new, better job in the same place. You move up, you become a leader.
Nice.
If you work in international business, you have a 45% promotion rate if you learn languages. In finance, it is 35%.
That is huge. This means we need to learn some words about work and money. If you want that promotion, you must know these words. Let us start with business.
Business.
The word business means the work of buying and selling things to make money. It is the work people do in offices and shops. For example, he works in a large international business that sells cars.
And when you work in a business, you have a lot to do. You are very busy.
Busy.
The word busy means you have a lot of work. You do not have free time to sit and rest. For example, the worker is very busy today because he has 10 meetings.
So 10 meetings is very busy. To get a better job, you must make something strong. You must build.
Build.
The word build means to make something by putting pieces together. You can build a house, or you can build a team. For example, learning a new language helps you build a good life and a good job.
Right. And where do you do this work? You do it in a building.
A
A building is a big place with walls and a roof. A house is a building. A school is a building. An office is a building. For example, the big bank is a very tall building in the city.
I see. In that building, people use money to get things. They buy things.
Buy.
The word buy means to give money to a person so you can get a thing you want. For example, you buy a new book with your money.
And how do you do all this? You do it by learning.
Buy.
The word buy is a small word. It shows how you do something. It shows the way. It can also mean near something. For example, you learn by reading books every day, or he stands by the door.
Okay. When you work hard for many years, it is not just a job, it is a career.
A career.
A career is the main job you do for a large part of your life.
Yeah.
You grow and get better at it over many years. For example, she loves teaching, so she wants a long career in a school.
Yes. You usually do this work with other people in a group. This group is a company.
A company.
A company is a group of people who make things or sell things together to make money. For example, the company will give you more dollars if you speak English well.
Okay, let's unpack this. I have a big question.
Go ahead.
The study talks about international business. But what if my company is very small? What if I only work in my hometown? I do not talk to people in Spain. Is language still good for my job?
Yes, absolutely. Our sources talk about something called communication competence.
That sounds important.
It'd be a big idea. It means knowing how to talk to people in a very good way. When you learn a new language, you learn how to listen better. You learn how to choose the right words.
Oh, I see.
Even in a small building, in a small town, you must talk to people. Language helps you talk to the person who buys from you. It helps you be a leader. You understand people better.
I understand now. So it helps me talk to the customer. Let us learn some more work words. In an office, you often use a machine. This is a computer.
A computer.
A computer is an electronic machine. It does math, holds information, and connects to the internet. We use it for almost everything now. For example, I sit at my desk and write my work on the computer.
And when you buy a computer, you must pay money. This is the cost. The word cost means how much money you need to pay to buy something. It is the price. For example, the cost of the new book is $10.
Right. And who pays the cost? The customer.
Customer.
A customer is a person who buys things from a shop or a business. Without them, the business has no money. For example, the shop worker smiles and talks nicely to the customer.
Let us talk about the money the customer pays. We have the word cent.
Cent.
A cent is a very small coin. It is a very small piece of money. It takes 100 cents to make one full dollar. For example, the small candy is very cheap. It only costs 50 cents.
And the bigger money is the dollar.
Dollar.
A dollar is the paper money used in some countries, like America or Canada. For example, the boss says you'll make more dollars every hour if you learn this language.
Nice. When something does not cost many dollars, it is cheap.
Cheap.
The word cheap means something has a low price. It does not cost much money. You can buy it easily. For example, this plastic pen is very cheap. I will buy 3 of them.
I like cheap things.
We all do.
Making money and having a cheap pen is good. But a job is not just about dollars. This brings us to section 3 of our deep dive. You also need to talk to people well. Language teaches us how to be human. It teaches us how to connect with friends at work.
Right. If we connect this to the bigger picture, our source from Computer Fraud and Security talks about social capital.
That is a very interesting idea. Social capital does not mean money in the bank.
No, it does not.
It means having good friends at work. It means having people who trust you and help you when you have a problem. Friends at work are very important. If you do not have friends, work is very sad.
Exactly. The source also talks about emotional intelligence. Emotion means feeling. This means you understand feelings, you know when your friend is happy or sad.
Right.
And another source, Interlinkal Formation, says something beautiful. It says, culture changes how we see the world. When we learn a new culture, we build empathy.
Empathy is a big word.
It is. It means you can feel what another person feels. If they are sad, you understand why. If they are scared, you know how to help them.
That is beautiful. Let us learn some words about people and talking. These words help us build empathy. We will start with the family. The first word is brother.
Brother.
A brother is a boy or a man who has the same mother and father as you. For example, my big brother learns English with me every night.
Next is child.
Child.
A child is a young person. It can be a young boy or a young girl. They are not an adult yet. For example, the young child goes to the park to play with a ball.
Then we have a cousin.
Cousin.
A cousin is the child of your aunt or your uncle. They are family, but they are not your brother or sister. For example, my cousin lives in a different city, but we talk on the phone.
A very important person in the family is a dad.
Dad.
The word dad is a short, friendly word for father. It is the man who helps raise you. For example, my dad works very hard in a big company to help our family.
And a family might have a daughter.
Daughter.
A daughter is a girl child of a mother and a father. For example, the tall man loves his smart daughter very much.
Beautiful. When someone in the family is sick, you go to a doctor. A doctor is a person who went to a special school to learn how to help sick people. They make you healthy. For example, the doctor gives me good medicine when my head hurts.
Right. When you sit with the doctor, you must talk to them. You must have a conversation.
Conversation.
A conversation is when 2 or more people talk to each other. They share ideas and feelings. For example, a good conversation with a friend helps you understand a new culture. Okay, let's unpack this. I have an idea. Is language like a bridge? Is it a bridge between a brother and a sister, or between a worker and a boss?
Yes, that is a beautiful way to think about it. Language is exactly like a bridge. It connects 2 islands that are far apart. When you learn the words, you cross the bridge.
Wow.
Also, understanding the culture stops you from making a big mistake.
Oh, how so?
Sometimes a word in one country is a good word, but in another country, the same word is a bad word. If you understand the culture, you stop yourself from saying the wrong thing in a conversation.
That is very helpful. I do not want to say the wrong thing. Let us learn another word about talking. The word is call. The word call means to use a phone to talk to someone far away. It also means to say a name with a loud voice. For example, I will call you on the phone tomorrow to say hello. Or, the mother will call the child for dinner.
Good. When people talk in a book or a movie, it is a dialogue.
Dialogue.
A dialogue is the exact words spoken between people in a story. For example, we read the long dialogue in the book to see how the people speak.
And when we talk about a big idea together, we discuss it.
Discuss.
The word discuss means to talk about something with other people, to share many ideas. You try to find an answer together. For example, we sit in the meeting to discuss the new project at work.
Yes. When you discuss something, you often need to paint a picture with your words. You must describe it.
Describe.
The word describe means to say what something looks like, feels like, or sounds like. For example, can you describe your new house? Tell me about the rooms and the colors.
The words you use to do this make a description. A description is the set of words you use to describe a thing or person. It tells a story. For example, he gives a very good description of the man, so the police can find him.
Very important. All of these words help us understand a culture.
Culture.
The word culture is the art, the food, the music, and the big ideas of a group of people. Every country has a different culture. For example, learning the language helps you understand the deep culture of Spain.
Right. Some things in a culture are seen every day. They are common.
Common.
The word common means something happens a lot. It is normal. It belongs to many people. For example, it is very common to say hello and shake hands when you meet a new person.
Over a long time, culture changes. We measure this long time with the word century.
Century.
A century is a block of 100 years. For example, much can change in a century. 100 years ago, we did not have computers.
Wow, that is true. And where does culture grow the most? Often in the center. The center is the middle part of something. It is the middle of a circle or the middle of a town. For example, the busiest shops and businesses are in the center of the big city.
Now we arrive at section 4.
Oh, nice.
We know language is good for the brain. We know it makes money. We know it connects people. But how do we learn this culture? How do we have good conversations?
We use real things from the real world. Our source from ELT News talks about a big idea. It is called authentic materials. Authentic means real. It means things not made just for a school class.
What's fascinating here is that to learn fast, you must look at real life, real television, real news, real music, real social media on your phone. You should read what native people read.
Okay, let's unpack this. Why are real things better than just reading a textbook? I mean, a textbook is easy to read.
Well, textbooks are good for the start, but textbooks are not how people really speak. Real things make learning fun. They teach you the fast words people use on the street. They teach you jokes.
That is true.
The CEFR source says to reach very high levels like C1 or C2, you need immersion. Immersion is like jumping into a pool of water. The water is all around you.
Right.
In language, it means the language is all around you. You hear it every day in your real life.
Let us learn some words about media and arts. These are the tools you can use for immersion. These things make learning fun. The first word is camera.
Camera.
A camera is a machine that takes still pictures or makes moving movies. We use it to capture moments in life. For example, I use a small camera to take a beautiful picture of my family.
We also listen to music. We can listen on a CD.
CD?
A CD is a flat, round plastic disc. It holds music or computer information. We play it in a machine. For example, I sit in my car and listen to a music CD to learn English songs.
Good one. And we watch movies at the cinema. The cinema is a large, dark room or building where you go to watch movies on a very big screen with other people. For example, on Friday night, you can go to the cinema to watch a funny movie. Okay, let's unpack this. I like the cinema. But if I watch a real English movie, the people speak very fast. Is it okay if I do not understand every single detail at the cinema? Will I fail?
No, you will not fail. That is a very important question. It is absolutely okay to not understand everything.
Really?
Yes. The CEFR source says even very good learners, people at the top C2 level, sometimes have trouble with fast speaking or strange voices. The goal is not to understand every little word.
Oh,
The goal is to understand the main story. If you understand why the people are happy or sad, you are doing a great job. Do not worry about every small piece.
that makes me feel much better. I'll just enjoy the movie. Speaking of enjoying things, let us look at the word concert.
Concert.
A concert is a live event. It is a place where people stand on a stage and play music for a big group of people. For example, we sing very loud at the rock music concert in the city.
At the concert, you might want to move your body. You might want to dance.
Dance.
The word dance means to move your feet and body to the rhythm of music. For example, they like to dance together at the big party.
A person who does this very well is a dancer.
Dancer.
A dancer is a person who dances, sometimes for their job. For example, the beautiful dancer moves across the stage with the music.
And the action of doing this is called dancing.
Dancing.
Dancing is the continuous action of moving to music. For example, dancing makes people feel happy and healthy.
When we make art, we also plan how it looks. We design it.
Design.
The word design means to draw a plan or show how something new will look before it is made. For example, she will design a beautiful new house for her family.
And as you design, you look at every small thing. You look at the detail.
Detail.
A detail is one very small piece of information or one small part of a big picture. For example, you must look at every small detail in the painting to understand it.
Right. To see a concert or a movie, you must pick a specific time. You need a date. A date is a specific day in a month and a year. It is a number on a calendar. For example, what is the date today? It is the 5th of July.
A date happens on a day.
Day.
A day is a period of 24 hours. It goes from morning to afternoon to night. For example, I wake up early and study English every single day.
And days make up months. Our last media word is December.
December.
December is the last month of the year. It comes at the very end. For example, in many places, it is very cold and snows in December.
We are learning so much today.
We really are. We know about the brain, jobs, friends, and the real world. Now we arrive at section 5. This is our biggest section.
Yes, it is.
To understand movies at the cinema and to do good business, you must start with simple, everyday words. You must start at the beginning.
What's fascinating here is how young learners start. We have a source from the Cambridge English YLE Handbook.
Okay.
This book is for young learners. It asks a big question: how do beginners learn best? They do not start with big books about business. They start with simple pictures.
Pictures of what?
They look at pictures of food, animals, and things inside a house. They learn how to spell these simple words perfectly.
That sounds fun. We will do the exact same thing for you. We will tell some simple stories to teach you these everyday words. We will start with a story about food and places.
Great idea.
Imagine a woman named Anna. Anna wakes up and wants to eat. She walks down the street to a small cafe.
Cafe.
A cafe is a small, quiet restaurant. You do not buy a big dinner there. You buy hot drinks and small food. For example, Anna sits at the small table in the cafe to read her book.
At the cafe, Anna wants something sweet. She buys a piece of cake.
Cake.
A cake is a sweet, soft food. It is baked in a hot oven and often eaten on birthdays. For example, Anna eats a sweet piece of yellow cake.
She also wants a hot drink. She asks for a cup of coffee.
Cup?
A cup is a small round container with a handle. You hold it in your hand to drink hot things. For example, she holds the warm cup in her cold hands.
Inside the cup is coffee.
Cup.
Coffee is a dark brown hot drink made from beans. It gives you a lot of energy to wake up in the morning. For example, the hot coffee smells very good in the cafe.
Anna does not like black coffee. She wants it to be sweet and thick. So she adds cream.
Cream?
Cream is the thick, white part of milk. It has a lot of fat and makes things taste very smooth. For example, she pours thick, white cream into her dark coffee.
She also asks for a small piece of chocolate on the side.
Chocolate.
Chocolate is a very sweet brown food. It is made from cacao beans and sugar. It is very popular. For example, Anna loves the taste of sweet milk chocolate.
The cafe is nice, but it's a little cold inside today. It is cool.
Cool.
The word cool means a little bit cold, but not freezing, and a nice kind of cold. For example, the wind blowing through the open window is very cool.
Later in the day, Anna goes back to her house. It is evening. It is time for the main meal of the day. It is time for dinner.
Dinner.
Dinner is the large meal you eat at the end of the day with your family. For example, Anna sits at the table to eat dinner with her friends.
Anna wants to make the food herself. She wants to cook.
Cook.
The word cook means to prepare food for eating by using heat, like a fire or an oven. For example, Anna will cook the food slowly on the stove.
The action she is doing is called cooking.
Cooking.
Cooking is the skill or action of making food. For example, she loves cooking because it makes the house smell wonderful.
What is she cooking? She is cooking a bird. She is cooking chicken.
Chicken.
A chicken is a common bird kept on a farm. People eat its eggs and its meat. For example, the hot-baked chicken smells very good in the oven.
She wants to add flavor. She adds a yellow block of fat. She adds butter.
Sure.
Butter is a soft yellow food made from cow's milk. You spread it on bread or use it to cook. For example, she melts hot butter in the pan.
She also cuts some vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
She uses a knife to make pieces. She decides to cut a vegetable.
Cut.
The word cut means to use a sharp tool, like a knife, to divide something into smaller pieces. For example, she uses a sharp knife to cut the vegetables.
One of the vegetables is long and orange. It is a carrot. A carrot is a long, hard, orange root vegetable that grows in the dirt. Animals like rabbits love it. For example, she chops the orange carrot into small pieces.
She puts all the food on a flat plate. This is a dish.
Dish.
A dish is a plate or a bowl where you put food to eat. It can also mean the finished food itself. For example, she places the hot food on a clean white dish.
She adds some yellow dairy to the top. She adds cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese is a solid food made from milk. It can be yellow or white, soft or hard. For example, she puts melted yellow cheese on top of the meat.
Anna tastes the food. It is wonderful. It is delicious.
Delicious.
The word delicious means food that tastes very, very good. It gives you great joy to eat. For example, Anna smiles because the hot meal is very delicious.
But Anna thinks about her health. She remembers she is on a diet.
Diet.
A diet is the kind of food that a person usually eats every day to stay healthy or lose weight. For example, Anna tries to eat a healthy diet with lots of green vegetables.
Okay, let's unpack this. That was a great story about Anna. We learned many food words. Now let us tell a story about travel and places.
Yes, let's do travel.
Imagine a man named John. John wants to travel. He leaves his house and gets into his car.
Car.
A car is a machine with 4 wheels and an engine. You sit inside it and drive on the road. For example, John drives his fast red car on the long road.
John does not want to drive a long way. He parks his car and waits by the road. Soon, a very large, long vehicle arrives. It is a bus.
Bus.
A bus is a large road vehicle that carries many people at the same time. You pay a small amount of money to ride it. For example, John gets on the big blue bus with 20 other people.
The bus takes John to a very big place. It takes him to the city.
City.
A city is a very large and important town where thousands or millions of people live and work. It has tall buildings. For example, the loud city is full of cars and busy people.
This city is very special. It is the most important city in the nation. It is the capital. A capital is the city where the main government of a nation sits. It is the center of power. For example, London is the huge capital of England.
England is a big land. It is a country.
Country.
A country is a large area of land that has its own government, its own laws, and its own borders. For example, Spain is a beautiful country with very warm weather.
In the capital city, John wants to meet people who like the same things as him. He joins a special group. He joins a club.
Club.
A club is an organized group of people who meet together because they share the same interest, like reading or sports. For example, John goes to the music club to meet new friends.
Those are great words for traveling. Let us tell another simple story. This story is about animals and things in a house.
Sounds fun.
Imagine a young boy on a farm. The boy has a pet animal. It barks and runs. It is a dog.
Dog.
A dog is a common animal with 4 legs kept as a pet. They are very loyal and love to play. For example, the happy dog runs fast to catch the round ball.
The boy's dog is not black or white. It is the color of dirt or wood. It is brown. Brown is a dark color, like the color of a tree trunk or dark chocolate. For example, the dog has soft, dark brown fur.
The boy also has a smaller, quieter pet. It sleeps a lot and catches mice. It is a cat.
Cat.
A cat is a small animal with soft fur, a long tail, and sharp claws. People keep them in their homes. For example, the sleepy cat sits in the warm sun near the window.
Outside, in the big green field, there is a much larger animal. It eats grass and gives white milk. It is a cow.
Cow.
A cow is a large farm animal. We get milk and meat from it. For example, the big black and white cow stands quietly and eats the green grass.
Okay, let's unpack this. I have to stop you. I'm looking at these words. Cow. Dog. Cat.
Yes.
If a smart adult wants to work in international business, why do they need to learn the word cow? How does learning cow help them when they talk to a boss?
That is a brilliant question. Our source from Cambridge explains this. You must build a foundation.
A foundation.
Yes, a foundation is the strong bottom part of a building. If the bottom is weak, the whole tall building will fall down.
Oh, I understand.
You cannot learn difficult grammar without simple words. You need simple words to practice the rules. You use the word cow to learn how verbs work. You learn to say, the cow jumps.
I see.
Once you know how the sentence works, later you can say, the business grows. You must build from the bottom. You cannot skip level A1 to reach level B2.
That makes perfect sense. We build the bottom first. Let's go back to our story. The boy comes inside the farmhouse. He opens the door.
Door.
A door is the flat wooden or metal thing you open and close to enter a room or a building. For example, the boy pushes the heavy wooden door to go inside.
He is cold, so he takes off his heavy outer clothing. He takes off his coat.
Coat.
A coat is a thick piece of clothing you wear over your other clothes when you go outside in cold weather. For example, he hangs his wet winter coat by the door.
Under the coat, he wears his normal fabric items. These are his clothes.
Clothes.
Clothes are the things people wear to cover their bodies, like shirts and pants. For example, the boy's play clothes are dirty from the farm.
He walks to a piece of furniture with 4 legs and a back. He sits down. He sits on a chair.
Chair.
A chair is a piece of furniture made for one person to sit on. For example, he rests his tired legs and sits on the wooden chair.
He sits in front of a special table used for working. It is a desk.
Desk.
A desk is a type of table with drawers. You sit at it to read, write, or use a computer. For example, he puts his school books on the flat top of his desk.
He looks up at the wall to see the time. He looks at the machine with numbers. It is a clock.
Clock.
A clock is a machine that measures and shows the time of day. It has hands that move in a circle. For example, he looks at the round clock to see if it is time for dinner.
Wonderful. We are almost at the end of our words. We have one last group of words. These are action words and describing words. Let us tell one last story about a woman named Maria.
Okay, Maria.
Maria wants to go shopping. She wants to buy a new piece of clothing for a party. She wants to buy a dress. A dress is a piece of clothing usually worn by women or girls. It covers the top part of the body and hangs down over the legs. For example, Maria finds a beautiful, long red dress in the shop.
She goes to the shop worker to pay. She does not use paper money. She uses a small plastic thing. She uses a card. The
Yeah.
card is a small, stiff piece of plastic used to pay for things directly from a bank. For example, Maria gives the shop worker her bank card to pay for the dress.
The shop worker puts the dress in a large paper bag. The bag is heavy. Maria must pick it up and walk with it. She must carry it.
Harry.
The word carry means to hold something in your hands or arms and move it from one place to another. For example, Maria uses both hands to carry the heavy bag to her car.
Maria drives home. She opens the door and walks inside. But her house is messy. There is dirt on the floor. It is dirty.
Dirty.
The word dirty means covered with dust, mud, or marks. It is not clean at all. For example, the floor is very dirty because she walked inside with muddy shoes.
She wants the house to look nice. She must remove the dirt. She must clean the house.
Wait.
The word clean means to remove the dirt and make a place look perfect again. For example, Maria uses water and soap to clean the dirty floor.
She finishes cleaning. She is tired. She wants to go to her bedroom, but her bedroom is on the top floor. She must go up the stairs. She must climb.
Climb.
The word climb means to go up something using your feet and sometimes your hands, like stairs, a ladder, or a tall mountain. For example, Maria has to climb the tall stairs to reach her bedroom.
She walks into her bedroom. It is nighttime. The sun is gone. The room has no light inside it. It is very dark.
Dark.
The word dark means there is little or no light, making it hard to see anything. For example, she cannot see her bed because the room is completely dark.
She turns on a lamp to make light. The window is open and freezing wind blows inside. It is cold.
Cold.
The word cold means having a very low temperature. It makes you shiver. For example, the winter wind coming through the window is very cold.
She does not want the wind in her room. She goes to the window and shuts it. She wants to close the window.
Oh!
The word close means to move something so that an opening is covered or blocked. For example, she uses her hands to pull and close the glass window tightly.
Maria wants to make some art. She sits down. She takes a pen. She wants to make a picture of a flower on paper. She wants to draw.
Draw.
The word draw means to make a picture or lines on a surface using a pen, a pencil, or a marker. For example, Maria will slowly draw a picture of a beautiful red flower.
To make it look real, she uses different shades like red, blue, and yellow. She uses color.
Color.
A color is the appearance of things when light hits them. Red, blue, green, and yellow are all examples. For example, Maria uses a bright red color for the flower petals.
She uses her mind and her hands to make something completely new. She likes to create.
Create.
The word create means to bring something new into the world that did not exist before. It is making something from nothing. For example, artists create beautiful paintings from their own imagination.
Suddenly, her friend calls her phone. The friend says, "Can you travel to my house?" The friend wants her to come over. The word come means to move toward the person who is speaking or toward a specific place. For example, the friend says, "Please come to my house right now."
Maria says yes. Her friend is very special to her. She loves her friend very much. She uses a sweet word. She says, "Yes, my dear."
Dear.
The word dear is a kind word you use to address someone you love or care about very much. It shows affection. For example, "Hello, my dear friend. It is so good to see you."
Maria leaves her bedroom. She must go back to the bottom floor of the house. She must go downstairs.
Downstairs.
The word downstairs means moving down a set of stairs toward the lower floor of a building. For example, Maria quickly walks downstairs to the front door.
She moves to a lower position. She moves down.
Down.
The word down indicates movement to a lower place or a lower level. For example, she steps down from the last stair onto the floor.
Maria must be careful when she drives in the dark. Driving fast at night can hurt you. It is dangerous.
Danger.
The word dangerous means something is not safe. It can cause harm, pain, or death. For example, driving very fast on a wet road at night is extremely dangerous.
If you are not careful in a dangerous situation, your life might end. You might die.
Die.
The word die means to stop living. The heart stops and life ends. It happens to plants, animals, and people. For example, if you do not give a small plant water, it will quickly die.
But Maria is a safe driver. She arrives at her friend's house safely. They have a wonderful time. At the end of the night, it is time to leave. She must say the final word. She must say bye.
Gee.
The word bye is a short, friendly way to say farewell when you are leaving someone. For example, Maria waves her hand and says bye to her dear friend as she drives away.
Wow, we did it. We really did it.
We learned more than 100 words today. We learned words from bring to dress. We learned action words, work words, school words, and family words.
That is a lot of words.
It is. Let us look back at what we learned today. Let us review. Learning a new language is not just a trick. It physically changes the inside of your head. It makes your brain build new roads. It makes your brain flexible and fast.
Yeah, and because your brain is fast, you can solve hard problems. You understand different cultures. You have empathy for people. You can talk to a customer in another country.
Exactly. Because of all this, you get a better job, you build a strong career, and you make more dollars. Words are the powerful tools you use to build your life.
That is exactly correct. You need words to do all of these amazing things. A house is built with bricks. A language is built with simple words.
So what did this all mean for you, the learner? It means your time learning English today was very important. You did not just look at a screen. You built new roads in your mind.
That is beautiful. Think about how many words are in your head right now. Every single new word you learn is a new way to see the world. When you learn a new word, your world gets bigger. You grow as a human.
Think about the new words from today. Think about the word describe. You can use it tomorrow. Look out your window. What new beautiful thing will you describe tomorrow?
What a great thought.
Thank you for joining us on this very special deep dive. We are so proud of your hard work today. Keep studying, keep growing your brain, keep learning new words every single day. Bye for now.